Mm. Okay.
Darren, I watched you all last night through the drama that you faced yesterday. I've been watching you today. What can you tell me about who these protesters are? Are they people from Washington, D.C.? Are they coming from out of town? How many of them are? How many of them are there to peacefully protest?
Hello, Mother.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, wait, let me back up. I feel real close.
Are you ready for tonight's episode?
Wait.
Let me go ahead and share this with some people before we get started so my friends
Okay.
can see too. Let me write this post real quick. Hot water with Meechi. Thank you to everyone that's joining in. We really appreciate it. Featuring
How are you?
me. I'm good, and yourself?
I'm good, baby. I'm good. I'm
I'm,
blessed.
you are?
Mhm. I have my
E-N-E.
mind.
You do? Oh, so this should be a good show. Let me see live right
I
now.
feel like I'm so close up. I gotta back up. Like back up.
Okay, so I'm posting this public. Now I'm trying to see how to get everybody to watch it. Start watch party. Am I still on here?
I see you.
Okay, hold on. If it hangs,
Oh, great. Like I'm new at this. Like I'm.
I know, huh? We
Yeah.
have with the guests. So this is all the people. I guess I send it. Let's see. Fuck it. I'll
Do,
share it
do you want
later.
me to just share it to you? I
No,
don't know
you
what you want
share
me
it to people. Push share, and when it says share, it's gonna be a list of names. Click all those names. Those will
to.
be all the people that know that the show is on live.
That's you mean my invite thing, my invite
Yeah,
page?
you invite people, invite more people so they could watch it. You
Okay.
gotta tell people to join in on your page. Okay, so some people are seeing it. Hold
Oh
on.
shit. All right. I did the
Okay,
best I could.
please join in on my mom's page and watch on my mom's page live right now. Hot water with Meechi.
I had supposed to wrote it on my page, but it wasn't letting me, and I didn't want to push the wrong button, and then just I
It's okay. We're
no.
about to get the
Okay,
show
that's fine.
started. Okay, let me grab my charger. So, how are you, beautiful?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I am so glad to finally have you as a host, as a guest on the show. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started. This is actually a part two from my first episode. We could not figure out how to both be on here at the same time, so I could interview my mother, also known to you guys as Rhachene, also known to you guys as Beanie, Rah, Peanut Butter, and to the little ones that know her, she's known to them as Nana. So this is going to be basically the part two series. I actually have the guest here now, and this episode is
Hold on one
on.
second. I'm busy right now.
This episode is on surviving
Sorry about that.
domestic violence. So I just want to say hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is Hot Water with Meechi, featuring my special guest, Miss Rhachene, aka my mommy. And I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for joining in, tuning in, watching, listening on the podcasts. However you decide to do it, I really appreciate it. So for those of you who've seen the first episode, my mom was supposed to be on there, and it was supposed to be on dealing with and hiding and surviving domestic violence. And again, it was the first show, so we didn't have the stuff all together. We couldn't figure it out, but we got it together now. So now we're gonna go ahead and continue this show. Um, and we're gonna go ahead and get to start asking you some questions. Are you ready?
Well, yes, I am. Okay,
Okay,
let's do this.
so this show once again is on surviving domestic violence, and this is my mother, Miss Rhachene. Once again, peanut butter, beanie, Nana, to everybody that know her, and she's sipping her wine. So this is going to be a real good show. And we saved the hot water question for the end. That's the juicy question that everybody want to know that somebody's thinking in their head. We'll get to it then. So today, my first question to you is going to be. How old were you when you met your abuser? Like how and when, how old were you when you met your abuser and when did you meet him? Like were you guys the same age or like go ahead and give us some type of brief story on how you guys met before introducing the domestic violence.
Okay, I met him. I was at my aunt's house, and they stayed two doors down,
Mm-hmm.
and I was 13 when I met him. However, I lied about my age. I said I was 16 because I've always been the same size, and
You
I've
was real
always been
tall
tall.
for
I
a
was
13
always
year
been
old.
tall, but actually I'm the shortest in my family,
You
but I'm
are.
tall for a female. So I lied about my age. I said I think I was 16 or 17. I really can't remember. And so did he.
Mm-hmm.
He lied about his age. So
Oh
yeah.
wow. Yeah, I remember him telling me that story and I was like, y'all both was teenagers. Why did y'all lie about your age? So, and he said because you was taller and he thought you was an older woman. Now when you met him, you said he lived two doors down. Is that where you met him at or who did you know first? Like Uncle Marcus, Grandpa
I, I,
now?
I I didn't want to say it. Yeah, I knew Marcus first.
Okay.
I knew Marcus, and I knew Yata, and you know, I would go up there on the weekends. You know, I would go up there. I'm I'm from Detroit, but I came here in '79 and moved to South Central. So South Central Monday through Friday. You know, on weekends
And that's
we
South
go.
Central Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
weekends we go out there, so it's like Beverly. You know, it was like woo.
Yeah.
We was,
Yeah, I know. We
but
used to go
it
to
wasn't.
Breakfast
But it
House
was
on the weekends too.
compared to what we were seeing out there was like yeah. So Marcus, I met Marcus first.
Okay. Also, so my second question is, was it love at first sight when you met him?
I beg your pardon.
Was it love at first sight when you met him?
No,
No? Okay.
no.
So my third question is, was domestic violence something you experienced throughout your childhood? Because you stated you were 13 when you met him, so you were still a child, you were still a teenager. So were you already used to domestic violence, like dealing with it, or did you just get in this relationship and then start dealing with domestic violence? You don't have to go too much into detail. It's just to,
Well, I was already mentally, emotionally, verbally, physically abused throughout a kid before I got into the hits and things. So it was, I was already going through stuff.
okay. So the first time that he actually assaulted you, how did you feel and what did you do after that? Like the first time it ever happened, what did it make you feel like and what did you do?
Well, a lady was out. I'm not gonna say her name, but a lady was
Hmm.
walking down the street. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he uh, he hit me, and I went in the house and I said, what had happened, and I was told some things that I'd rather not say right
Yeah.
now, but it was some things that were said to where, you know, it is what it is, but the lady outside, she walked up and she was like, you want to kill this motherfucker right now? Like what? And I'm like, what? I was young. I didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, because as you stated, you were only
I was
13 years
only, I
old. And
was only, no, I was, we got to back up because I was, I was 14 when I had you. So
yeah,
he came back in the picture. So I was only 14. So I was
14. Okay, so
14.
you had
Yes.
me at 14
I
then.
had you at
Okay.
14. Yes.
So My next question is, well, why didn't you leave after the first or the second assault? What made you stay around?
Because I didn't understand.
You didn't
I didn't
understand
know. I
because
was
you were
young.
so young.
I was
Exactly.
young. I was young.
Um, how many children total, like, did you have with your accuser? Like, besides me and my sisters and brothers, were there any other kids that we
Um,
didn't know
I
about?
I had me and your dad had three kids together,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I had a couple of you know miscarriages throughout my life from abuse, but yeah, we have three beautiful kids together.
Okay. And then a lot of people in the world want to know, were your children ever abused? Like, we were there, so they want to know, did we get abused growing up?
Oh, okay, let me explain something. No, you guys never got abused. One thing I can say about your father. He did not abuse y'all. He did not do anything to y'all. Your father was a provider. He made sure y'all got to school. Your father was at every gathering at school. Your father was into the school. Your father, we went to church. No, so your father did not abuse you guys at all. Actually, you
Mhm.
guys lived very, very well. No, y'all
Okay.
didn't, even though y'all saw it, but y'all was never abused.
Yeah, exactly. Were your children, I mean, the next question is, did your children ever see the abuse? Were we ever around it? Or were we like never
Of
seen it?
course, of course.
Well, the world don't know what we've seen, so.
Oh, of course, of course. I was young. I had you at 14. I was young.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah,
on my own. I was with him from the age of 14, the age of 14 to the age of 23. So
so
you grew
almost
up with
10
me.
years,
So
huh?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Do you think that your children, us, do you think we were affected from witnessing the abuse? Do you think it affected us now as adults?
Come again. Say what now? I'm sorry.
That's our favorite movie for people that don't know. He'd be like, "Come again, say what?"
Okay, I'm like I'm looking. Okay, okay,
um,
okay. What now?
so, do you think that your children were affected from witnessing the abuse, like us as adults now? Do you think that it hindered our lives, or it fucked us over, or did it affect us?
I think it affected you guys. However, it affected us, but we turned the negativity into a positive thing.
Hmm.
You understand? It's you know, of course it affected us. Of
Yeah,
course, I
exactly.
can't sit here and say I'm not going to sit here and say no, it didn't,
Yeah,
because it really did. I mean, you got to understand. I was a kid. I
yeah,
was a child. I was a child having
yeah.
a child. So
Basically,
of
yeah,
course it affected us. You know,
yeah,
it made
definitely.
me who I am. I'm strong. You know,
Yeah, you definitely are. You are very.
yeah.
I definitely want to let you know, mother. Now that I am an adult, that you are a very strong woman. For you to have me at 14 years old, get pregnant at 13, move from Detroit, come all the way out to California, and have a baby as a teenager. Everything
No, no,
that
no.
you.
I was a teenager. Is not a teenager is
I
not
mean,
to 16.
a
I was a kid.
preteen. Yeah,
I
you
was
were
a
still a child.
freaking kid.
Sorry, mother. Having a baby as a baby, I want to say that I commend you. You've grown up to be such a beautiful, amazing, smart woman. You have more than 10 degrees and all type of shit. Like there's just okay, love you, babe. Sorry, that was your son. He
Hey now,
said he'll be back, mom.
no new friends. No new. Oh, okay. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Y'all too. Let's finish the
Okay.
show. Okay, so I just want to say that I commend you. Drive careful, babe. Drive careful, babe. Oh my God,
I
Jesus
love you
Christ.
too.
Yeah, he need Jesus. So anyway, sorry guys,
Come to
that's my
church next Sunday
husband.
online. Oh, sorry
Him
about
and
that. You
my
said so.
mom,
Okay.
they always got to go for like 10 minutes, and I got to do this, mom and Leno.
No new
So what
friends.
I'm
No new.
saying
Okay.
is that I just want to commend you as an adult. You become such an amazing woman, and I'm proud of you. And I look up to you
Thank
every
you.
day, and that's why I call you every day. Always asking you questions. You taught me all type of shit: how to cook, how to be a great mother. Most people think in the world if you have a child young that you're not gonna survive. Like it's a statistic, and you proved them motherfuckers wrong. So bam, here's my mom
No,
on the
it's
show.
not. Let me say something. It's not. We all go through stuff in life, and
Mm-hmm.
we all, we all. Uh, can I cuss on here? Shit
Yeah, I can say like
happens.
10 cuss
Shit
words, mom.
happens. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
This is a raw show.
I had you at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You shit, I thought she was a baby doll. You started crying. I was like, oh, this shit is real. You know,
Yeah. And I was a
domestic
crybaby for
violence.
those of you guys that don't
Domestic
know.
violence is real. It's,
Yeah.
it's, it's, it's real. And especially it's the stuff that I experienced at a young age before before I was even 16. I shouldn't have experienced that. I shouldn't have, you know,
Hmm.
but it made me strong. It made me strong. I did what I had to do. I don't regret having you. You know, don't regret
Yeah, I'm
having you
glad
at
you
all.
don't because you
I
got your
don't,
whole Meechi right now.
I don't regret having Caprice. I don't regret having
Exactly.
AJ. Pamela, Andre.
Everything happens
But
for a
I
reason.
had you at a young age, so people would look at me.
Yeah.
Domestic violence. I covered it up.
Yeah.
When I came
Which
out in
leads
public.
to my next question. How did you live your everyday life even after being abused daily or every other day? How did you live it? Did you have to cover it up, wear makeup, or were you just able, what type of abuse did you endure? And how did you have to survive it, go out into the world with it?
Oh, well, first of all, I didn't. I covered it up. Uh, I wow, that's deep. That's deep because I would cover it up.
Yeah.
Nobody, I mean, people knew, but when I go outside, I was representing my kids. I was representing myself. So I had to put on
Facade.
this face,
Yeah.
and I had to make sure y'all was okay, and nobody. So no, nobody. I mean, people knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, people knew, but I was young, and you got to understand I was a kid, so all my friends was kids, so
Yeah,
they went
exactly.
home to their mother.
Yeah.
So what, what I'm saying? I really, I covered it up. I He took me out of school. He got me a tutor, so I
Mm-hmm.
had a tutor all my life.
Mm-hmm.
Until I got a little bit older, then I went to college for a little while, but when I would go outside, I would have a little bit of makeup on and stuff like that. You know, I never could go to the hospital or anything because
Which
you
leads to
know.
my next question. Did
Oh,
the abuse
sorry.
ever did the abuse ever land you in the hospital, or what, like, was it that bad, or was it just, any type of abuse is that bad. But did you have to go to the hospital, or did you make it to the hospital?
Um, the hospital was my bedroom.
Can
The
you
hospital was.
elaborate for the world that don't
Can you
understand?
hear me? Can
Yeah,
you hear
yeah,
me?
I'm saying, can you explain that to the world, that because they may not understand what you mean. The hospital was your bedroom.
Well, the hospital is my bedroom. When I get beat up or whatever, if I get I had black eyes, busted lips. You know what I'm saying? Um, that was my daily routine. Black eyes for me, busted lips for me to still look like this, for
You
me to
look great.
still look and like this. It's because God. I've
Amen.
always had my faith in God. On my
Amen.
darkest days and my darkest nights, I had my faith in God. And
Yep.
I saw the light, but the light was so far away. But I had my faith in God. And I knew God was going to get me out of this, but I just didn't know when.
Yes.
So all I could do is just pray to God. So I would get busted lips, and he would go to the store and come back in and try to fix it. Caprice would come and touch my face as a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
because I always had bruises on my face. I always had black
Yeah.
eyes and busted lips
Yeah,
and
you
stuff,
did.
you know. So, but
Um,
I protected y'all. You know,
yeah, you
I was
definitely did
young.
that.
I
Yep.
was young.
Can you name three different times where you were abused and felt like you were like gonna die?
You say three?
Just three, Mom.
Okay.
For
Um.
now, until we come back.
Uh. Three. Um. I. we was on the we was on the we was going coming from the movies. It was called this female called Secret what is it? Secret what is it? Secret Diary. I don't know what it was, but
Hmm.
it was in the early 90s and
Hmm.
black white female, I don't know what the fuck it was. But anyway, it was something. So we was driving and car pulled up next and I just looked. I was pregnant with a you know your brother, and a
Yeah.
car pulled up, and I looked, and he smiled, and he just started driving, and then we going towards the coast, and I just remember it was like we drove for a while. It was like 2 o'clock, and we drove up this mountain, and I saw these three men working, you know, they was night men working, crew working on the poles or doing something,
Yeah.
on PCH highway. So
Hmm.
anyway, he started hitting me and hitting me and hitting me and just started beating me up. I don't, cause I guess a car put past, but I don't know what for, but he started beating me up. And then, I have I don't know if you can see it, but this right here,
Oh yeah, it's a circle on you. Uh
he
huh.
bit, he bit that off. He bit it,
God
you
damn.
know,
Go
and,
back there.
pushed me down the mountains. And then next thing I know, I was back at home. That was
Mm.
one episode, and then one episode I got hit with a pistol. You know,
In
the
your
one time
head.
I got you. What you say?
In your head.
Yeah. That's why
Oh yeah,
when we
when
used
I
to
do your
when we used to
hair.
braid my hair, and I say I don't braid right there because I get
Hmm.
it's very don't touch that
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Okay.
and it was just it was a lot. It was a lot. you know. And the day that I left, the day that I left,
Yeah.
yes,
Was there any signs that he would give you that you knew was a signal like that? Oh shit, this nigga finna try to beat my ass right now, or something didn't happen and he finna snap.
he would smile.
Oh, like when we used to get a whooping.
Yeah,
I used to be looking like, what's
he
wrong
would
with him?
smile.
Why is he
He would
happy? Like,
smile.
who is smiling? Why they whooping kids?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. I definitely know that signal.
He would
Um,
smile. He would
how
smile.
many times a day or a week do you think that you were abused?
I used to get it was like a routine. My body was so immune to the to the beatings, and it was just like I knew when he'd come in the house, because your dad was a hustler. He was a street
Yeah,
person. He we was young,
yeah.
so he was a street person, so he made money. He just did it. So when he was at home, um he, it was like probably like 3 times a day. It could be. Well, see, let me explain. Abuse, uh, domestic violence of abuse is just not
Physical, yeah.
physical. It's verbally, it's
Mhm,
mentally, it's
mhm,
physically, it's
mhm.
emotionally, it's sexually. You
Yep.
know, it's all of those. So I went through all of those every day. You know, and the only time I didn't is when he would go to prison or so, and that was a vacation.
And that was my next question. What type of abuse do you feel you endured? But you just stated that you endured all five of them, all different
Yes.
stages, sexually, mentally, physically, verbally, all
I
that.
love you.
I love you too, Mom.
Okay. Okay.
Don't cry. We're
Okay.
almost
I'm
done.
not. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come
Okay,
on.
hold on. Did that relationship teach you anything or turn you into an abuser or a future victim in your future relationships? What do you feel like you turned into in the next three
I had
relationships?
became an abuser
Okay.
because the person was not strong enough. Well, let me explain. I became an abuser because this person wouldn't just shut the fuck up. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? And
Okay. Well,
but it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that.
yeah. No,
But
I get it. I get
it
it.
was just I was just he wasn't this person was not I was young. This person was not strong enough for me. This person couldn't handle me. And at that time I didn't know who I was. I had y'all young. I'm still trying to find out who I am. I was a baby having a baby. I was a teenager. You was my friend. So I'm going through all these
Yeah,
emotions and stuff and not understanding. But at the same time I got 3 kids. I got three
exactly.
kids. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? 3 kids. So I'm still dealing with me and all this other stuff. So I. I became abusive, and then as I got older, I apologized, and then I got. It's not like I was in a lot of relationships in my life, but the relationships that I had been in, it was more so of a verbal and
Mm-hmm.
a mental,
Yes.
verbal and mental and emotional. After your father, no, ain't
Ain't
nobody putting
nobody
their
else.
hand. I wish a motherfucker
Exactly.
would.
Yeah,
Excuse my French. I
exactly.
wish a motherfucker
No.
would, but ain't
Yeah,
nobody
this
putting
is
their
a
hands
real
on me no
honest,
more.
raw show. Speak how you feel.
Yeah, ain't nobody touching me no more, and I'm not touching nobody no more. That was only that one
Yeah,
relationship, but other than that, no, I'm not into all that, and it's not about that. It's about communication and
exactly. Communication is the key.
yeah.
So my next question is, so, growing up with you and stuff and going to school after certain situations would happen, some people might have said, "Oh, she deserved that abuse back in the day." Do you feel that way? And if you do or do not, why?
I gotta
What do
take a
you
drink
do?
on this. Let me take
Please
a drink.
do. Please do.
Wait, do I deserve that, or did what? Come, do I
No,
deserve that?
some people in back in the days, because you guys were teenagers and young, and older people that was around. Like I would be around. A lot of people
Okay,
wasn't
well, yeah.
helping. They
Well,
wasn't
see,
saying shit.
I had you at a young age, so
Yeah,
people assumed that I was
exactly.
fast. People
That's what I'm saying.
assumed that I was doing this. The first time I ever had sex, I got pregnant with you.
You did a great job
So,
with me.
you know, I I was not fast. I was just, shit
Yeah,
happens. So a lot of
exactly.
people said everything. A lot of people, oh, she fast, she this. I became the black sheep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People, the kids was young. My friends, my friends hung around. Some of them, we hung, we, but we was kids, so we grew up and went on our way. But yeah, they said little things, but like I say, I was
Yeah,
a
I
child
know,
of
because I
God.
used to get into
Yeah, I
fights.
was
Like,
a child. I
what?
was a child of God.
My mom.
People thought y'all was my sisters.
Yeah, they did, and I
People
used to
thought y'all was my
cry
brothers
real
and
bad.
sisters, and I
Remember?
used to always say, excuse me, no disrespect, why the hell I'm gonna have my brothers and sisters with me like this? These are my
And I used to
kids. These
cry
are my
like, "This
kids.
is my
So
mom. She's not my
people
sister."
never people never understood that these was my kids. They thought I was
Yeah,
raising my brothers and sisters, and
exactly.
especially where I you guys grew up at, in the places that I
Mm-hmm.
took you in life. So they
Yeah,
always thought, oh, you such a good sister. No, these are my
yeah,
kids,
yeah.
and I
Oh, I
believe in
know.
them. Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
know. I
say that.
used to be very upset and used to be like, "Girl, shut up, okay? Your
It's
mother's
just
always gonna be beautiful." And I used to be like,
yeah,
"But you're not my sister." It was a lot.
yeah.
So okay, we just have two more questions, and then we're gonna get to the hot water question. It's gonna be time to turn the stove up in this yacht.
Okay,
So the last two questions is, to this till this day, do you still talk to your abuser? And if so, why? The world wants to know.
okay. Um, I've been I've been married twice, so
Which
that
one?
one that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
That's some mental stuff, so no, I don't deal with that one. But your
Okay.
father, let me tell you something. I forgave your father when your father went to prison. Your
Hmm.
father was young. I'm a child of God, and I can't walk around here, holding stones, and that took a lot from me. You know what I'm saying? But I forgave your father. you
Yeah, you
know
got to be a strong
um,
person to forgive
we
somebody.
have a good friendship, and when he went to prison, we have a good friendship. I went there before he left, and I told him, you know what, I got this, don't worry about them. They're gonna be all right. They gonna be,
Hmm.
I got this, I got these three. I'm a warrior. So you go do your motherfucking time, the shit you done got yourself caught up in, and I'm
But
gonna
I
take
forgive you.
care of mine, and don't worry about it. But every holiday he calls and he checks and makes sure that we all right.
Yeah,
He
he does.
know what's going on and things like that.
Hmm.
So it is what it is. God got me.
He
You
sure
understand me,
does.
baby girl?
He sure
God
does.
got me.
He
He
does.
got me. And God got me. You
Amen. He
know,
does.
I've been through a lot, and and I've been through a lot, but God got me. I had you a young, I mean, I had you when I was young. I've been through a lot. I done seen a lot, you know, can't nobody walk in my shoes.
They can't.
And, you know, domestic violence is really fucking real. You know,
Yeah.
you don't judge him or her if she stay. You don't talk behind their fucking back. You don't
Nope.
get on the fucking phone. You
And
don't do
gossip.
that.
Nope.
You don't know what nobody's going through behind closed doors, and you don't know why they stand.
Yeah.
It could be because they have to. It could be financially. It could be because they have nowhere to go. It could
Yeah.
be because they don't understand. But you don't sit
Yeah.
there and call them stupid, or you don't sit there and talk about them, because you never know. You never know one day, and
Yes.
especially, you know. And if domestic violence is fucking real.
It
It's fucking
is.
real,
Which
and it's for
leads to my
men and women. It's not just
yeah,
women.
which leads to my last question. Is there anything that you want to tell women or men if they are dealing with an abusive relationship? Like, what should they do? Or people around them, that if you see someone in an abusive relationship, which you kind of just summed it up by saying, don't talk about them, don't turn your back on them. You know, they may not have nowhere to go. They may be stuck in that situation. They may not have no
Well, see,
family or no
I,
friends. What do you want to
I'm
tell them? And then we do the hot water
I'm
question.
I'm a friend, and anybody knows me knows I'm a friend, and anybody knows me.
You give them the shirt off the back.
Anybody who grew up with me know I had a kid at a young age. Anybody who grew up with me in Santa Monica, LA, Detroit, Kentucky, I've been all over. Anybody knows me, they always, every time I turn around, I got a kid. So it ain't like I ain't never had no damn kids, because I had kids all my life. So,
Yeah.
and I've always kept it real. I've always kept it real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
you have.
it's
Okay, Mom. We're almost to the hot water question.
I didn't seen a lot of I didn't seen a lot, you know. And like I say, for me to still be here, it's because God.
Amen.
And I want to tell all these women and all these men, because like I say, it's men out here who be getting their ass beat too.
It
And
is.
let me tell you something: socking a person, hitting a person, that's domestic violence too. But calling a person a bitch, you stupid, you ugly, all and let me tell you something. I was always told I was ugly. I was always told I wasn't going to be. You know what your daddy said. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You know that's why I
And
don't
that was
wear
just
make.
to
It's
break
a
you
lot.
down. Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
lot. You
That was
know,
just to break you down so you wouldn't
but
see the true beauty of
but
yourself.
I'm a warrior.
Yes, you are.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a warrior. I'm a soldier. I'm a
Yes.
motherfucking fighter.
Yes,
I'm
you
a
are.
child of God.
Amen.
I look like this because God. I
Yep.
walk like this because God. I
Yes, you
talk
do.
like this. I speak like this. I wake up every morning because of God, not
Yeah.
because of what I've been through. It's because of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And you got to have faith.
Yeah, you
So
do.
if you in a domestic violence relationship, or if you going through it, and domestic violence is, like I said, it's not just be getting hit. You getting verbal abuse by being called you stupid. You
Mm-hmm.
getting emotional abuse by being silent treatment. You know, being it's so much.
So detrimental to
Sexually abuse
relationship.
is when you getting taken and you don't want to do it, or doing
Yeah,
stuff that you don't
exactly.
want to do and you got to do it because you're scared they're
Yep.
gonna do this, or they beat you up, or they take it in your sleep and all type of shit. That's fucking
Yep.
abuse. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh, Making you feel like you ain't shit when you didn't went out there and worked all day long and all this other stuff, and you know, taking your money, just doing all this stuff. That's abuse.
It's all
You know,
abuse.
I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. You
Yes.
know, just because it ain't getting hit, it's verbally, mentally, sexually, emotionally. It goes on.
And that's what I want the people in the audience to realize today, that what my mom basically is trying to say, that domestic violence is not just physical. So for those of you that don't know, if you're in a domestic violence relationship, if you're getting talked down to or belittled, if someone's calling you ugly, stupid, dumb, retarded, any of that, if you're getting belittled, that's also a sign of domestic violence. If you're being forced to have sex, forced to give head, forced to do threesomes and you don't want to do it, that's all domestic violence. Um, I'm
Did you
just
say
saying.
head?
Yeah. What
Oh,
is it
okay,
called?
okay. But I just want to say something.
Fellatio. My bad,
I just
guys.
want to say something. I've learned in my life a lot of this young generation. They going through a lot of domestic violence. Let me tell you a story right quick. When I was like 15, 16 years old, I used to go to domestic violence. I used to go to classes, and I used to sit up in there with these old women and look at them. And I used to be beat up. I ain't gonna lie, we all beat up. But these are older women, and they're in their
Mm-hmm.
age that I am. They was like in their 40s and they 50. I'm
Yeah.
47, you know. But they was
Mm-hmm.
all sitting in there, and they all thought I was in there for intern. And I'm trying to
Trying
tell
to
them,
do a
damn, I'm like,
class.
no, I'm not in here. No, I'm like, I'm not in here for intern. I'm in here because I'm. No, you're not. No, you're not. You know. And domestic violence didn't really come out into Nicole Simpson and
And
OJ and all
OJ
that
case.
stuff. That's when it
Yeah.
started. You know what I'm
That's when
saying? Because it
people
used to
start
be a
noticing.
hush, you know. So they thought I was in
Okay.
intern. So I would see
Mm-hmm.
them and listen to their stories and things like that. And I always told myself I don't want to be like that when I get older. But I always knew I had a calling.
Yeah,
I
you
got a
do.
calling.
You
My
do.
calling is to help domestic violence and the mentally ill. That's my calling,
Exactly.
and that's what I do now. But all I want to say is that women that's young, that's getting abused, you need to have a code. You need to have a code with your girlfriends.
Yep.
You need to be a, you need your best friend need to be the mirror, and you need to
Yep.
tell yourself every day, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. When you got a black eye, when your hair messed up, when you done
Yep.
got hit in the face, but you need to go into your best friend, needs to be your mirror, and you need to tell yourself, look, I can do this. I'm gonna overcome this. God got me.
Exactly.
Don't ever
Exactly.
give up. But
Don't
don't be
ever
playing
give it.
those games by going back and forth, going back and back and back. When you leave, you leave. When you
Yeah.
leave, you fucking leave. Don't be playing
Yeah.
these games and stuff like that. You
If you
know,
play
don't
games,
play
that's gonna get you
because
killed
that's not good at all.
at
You know,
all.
um, uh, you got to be able to confide in someone,
Yeah.
go to classes, it's you can get out of it,
Yeah. There's always a way. There's always a way
you
to
just got to
know.
start making a plan.
Yeah,
You
you
just got to
definitely
start
do.
making a plan, you know
Mm-hmm.
um the Bible, talk to God, and just start praying.
He's always
But
listening.
you got to get up, you got to have a backup plan, and you just got to be strong.
Yes, you do. Well, with that being said, guys, you know what time it is? It is time to turn the motherfucking stove up and get this hot water question. So, the hot water question tonight is if you would have known your worth or like your self value back then in the relationships you endured years ago, would you have stuck around and still went through it all over again? Or would you have fucked that motherfucker up knowing
Wait,
what
say
you
that
know
again.
now?
I heard last word. Fuck that motherfucker up. What now? What?
Okay, so it says if you would have known your worth or like your self-value back then and that in those relationships that you endured years ago, would you have stuck around and went through it all over again, or would you have fucked that motherfucker up knowing what you know now?
I would have fucked your daddy up. Do you understand me? I would have fucked your daddy. I'm 6'1". Your daddy 5'8". I did not understand,
Yeah,
but I did get a
he's a
chance to fuck
midget
your
and
daddy up.
you're
Oh, I
really
got a chance to
tall.
get him, but I would have fucked.
You would
You
have
know what?
definitely fought back.
I didn't understand. I
Exactly.
did not understand, and it's not okay. I didn't enjoy those. I enjoy those ass whoopings. I didn't
Yeah.
ask to get hit. I didn't know nothing. I didn't I have facial expressions, and my facial expressions
Yes.
speak for me, and that's why the grandkids got it. So I didn't ask to, I was young, I didn't
Yeah.
know anything. I didn't know anything. You know what I'm saying? But I would, don't get it wrong. I will fuck a motherfucker up,
That
but
part.
I, I'm I was young. I didn't understand. But
Well,
no, no, I wouldn't go. No, hell no, I wouldn't
you
go
wouldn't do
back.
it all over
I
again.
wouldn't have stayed. I wouldn't.
That
That's
part.
another topic.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, I just want to go ahead and welcome you and say thank you for getting all the technical difficulties situated so we can go ahead and have a show. I have a question. Would you like to take any questions from the audience?
Yes.
We can take one
You know
question.
what? Anybody, you can ask me
Because people
anything.
probably want
You
to
you
ask
can
you
ask me
questions.
anything, and I will tell you, and anybody who watching this show feels that,
If
you
they need
know,
to
they got,
inbox you, they can
they can,
at
yeah, they
Rhachene
can say,
Matthews. If they
they can say
scared
what
and they want
it's
to
your
reach out.
show. They can, this is your show, so they can, you can get in contact with my daughter. I'm just, only reason I'm speaking this is because, you know, she asked me, you know, but yeah, you can ask me anything. Question.
So, guys, if
But
you
oh,
guys
wait. You long as, wait a minute now. A lot of people know me. I said I was young, so it just depends on what you ask me. I plead the fifth. Go ahead.
Yeah, we definitely are. So the question was, are either of us on speaking terms with my father? So we definitely are. Like my mother stated, she was 24 when she ended that relationship with him. She is now 47, so it's been about more than 20 years. I understand that both my parents were young, and they were going through what they went through. At a time in my life, I was very upset with my father because I didn't understand, like, why he would do it to my mom, because she was like a real nice person, like too nice at times. But now that I'm an adult, I do speak with him, and everybody's cool now. Everybody's great.
I
Go
want to
ahead,
say
mother.
something. Oh, I want to say something. I'm sorry. I got that bad. I'm working on cutting people off.
Yeah,
Um,
especially on my show.
I'm just so used to working. Like, hey. Um, first of all, I want to say, and I want to let everybody know, I never, as as many ass whoopings, as many stuff as I've been through, everything I've been through in my life, I never said anything bad to you guys about your dad. I always
Never.
told you guys you must love your dad and respect your dad.
Yes. Yes.
What me and him is going through, that's between me and him. I never said anything like, don't talk to him. He's a motherfucker. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. I never. You know what I'm
Yes, you
saying?
didn't.
That is your father, and you must love him and respect him. You know what I'm saying? Me
Yep.
personally, fuck him. I didn't give a fuck about him. What to do. I'm gonna get
Those are
you.
her
You
exact
know.
words,
But
guys.
I you, that's your dad. Well, now when y'all get older
Yeah.
and you guys feel that y'all want to express yourself and say something, oh, go right ahead, because I got the motherfucking popcorn and I'm just waiting for y'all to just go ahead and just be like, you know, because Caprice is like, yeah, you know, he's her walking star, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I never said anything bad to you guys about your dad. So, yes, everyone is still in good terms. They have always been,
Yeah. She
But
didn't let her get
I
mad.
know at the end of the day, they still my ride or die. They still
Yeah,
gonna be with,
exactly.
So, but I just, that's how I I'm, that's how I am,
Yes,
you know.
ma'am. Well, once again, thank you for the questions. We really appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching. Once again, this is an interview on surviving domestic violence with my mother, also known to you guys as Miss Rhachene, aka Peanut Butter, aka Beanie, aka
Hello.
Rara, and to all her little grandchildren, all 15 of them running around, Nana,
Yes.
the big
Nana,
Nana.
Nana,
That's what she's
Nana,
known to. I want to
Nana.
thank you so much for coming on the show, Mom. I
Oh,
thank you
you're
so much
welcome.
for
And I
answering
just want to say,
questions
um,
honestly.
oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank
Oh,
you
I'm sorry.
thank you for answering the questions honestly, Mother. And thank you so much for being a guest. Once again, I'll let you go ahead and get what you got to get off your chest, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this show up. Hold on, another question. It says, so when you left, did you ever keep the children away from him?
No, no,
Hell no, we was with our
no,
dad like every
no,
weekend.
no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Oh, I didn't. Like I said like I said in the beginning, he never done anything wrong to the kids. He never hit the kids. He disciplined the kids, and if they do something wrong, they got to read books.
He
They
just
got to
got
do
a
stuff like
voice.
this. He didn't. We didn't have to beat our. We didn't. He
We
didn't
have to
have to
do
beat his
Superman
kids.
in the
You
corner
know
like
what I'm
this
saying? Just certain
with a
things
foot up.
we didn't have to. We didn't have to do. No, so I never kept them away and things like that. And then
Thank you,
he knew
Cuddy.
not to do nothing to my kids. He knew I would fuck him up if something happened to my kids. He knew we didn't play that. When it comes to our kids, we
Yeah.
was Bonnie. Let me tell you something. Despite on everything, we was Bonnie and Clyde. I was young when I had him, and we was like Bonnie and Clyde. So we didn't play that.
Keep
AJ,
the
I mean
kids away first.
Demetria,
Yeah.
Caprice, AJ are little soldiers. So no.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that being said, is there anything else that you would like to let the world
When you
know?
come into Detroit, you know what, sis? I love you,
Mom,
sis.
you
I
cut
love
me
you
off on
coming
my
in.
show one
Oh,
more time. You and your sister. I'm just saying, look, world, hold on. Okay, because I had to explain to my mom this is the Meechi show. So, like,
I
I
just do.
can't be your
Woo.
child on this show because Wendy Williams would kick your ass off the show right now. So, go
How you
ahead,
doing?
answer. How you doing? We can't do that. She might try to sue me. I need to get my perks up first. But thank you guys once
You
again
know
so
you
much
want
for
me on there,
joining us.
girl. You know you want me on there, girl. I'm
Yes,
a
honey,
survivor.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Is there anything else
Can I
you would like to say to the audience before we go, Mom?
just answer my sister question?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Soon. She say, see,
I
soon.
see.
As
It's both
as
of
soon as the
y'all.
corona. Well, from my understanding, y'all supposed to been coming out here. That's what Lauren and Caprice
Caprice.
got planned or something going on. That's what I was under the impression. But it doesn't matter because I'm coming out there. I'm coming out
Either
there to
way,
see
and I'm
you,
coming
and
with her.
I'm coming, and I'm coming to eat. I'm coming to eat
And I'm
because you
coming to
be,
get my hair done. Because
I'm
Detroit
coming
is
to
the
fucking
hair
eat. You be
city.
cooking,
I'm
oh
eating,
my
I'm
God.
taking plates, and I'm getting my
See,
hair
don't even get
done.
me on the fucking food because I'll be like, okay, it's in our blood because that
It's
should
a
be in our blood.
wrap. We're going to do a cooking
Any
show one
any
day
if
too,
I don't
Mom.
know, but if anybody in Detroit, y'all need to hit my sister. Okay, I'm sorry. What you
Yeah.
said?
Hit my auntie up and my cousin at Lauren out there and at Kay Patterson. They out there with the best plates in Detroit, period. They out there getting down. They got all type of infused fruits and vegetables with liquor and everything. Hit them up. We'll tag them. We'll add them in the act at the end of the show. Please check out my podcast as well. Once again, I want to say thank you, Mom, for coming on the show, aka Rhachene, Nana, Beanie, Peanut Butter, rah rah. Y'all know her as who y'all know her as, and this was a very, very once in a lifetime special interview with my mother. And I want to say, please go ahead and shoot up a gang of hearts if you're still watching. Show my mom the love that she deserves for surviving this domestic violence situation. Whatever you guys want to do, thank you so much for watching, and we are about to be out.
Bye bye.
Bye. Love you, mommy.
Love you.